Brittany was basically running detention at an art school.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's like working with us. What's Visit Hattiesburg, and why Visit Hattiesburg?
We know a lot of times in Mississippi and Hattiesburg, and as much as we hate to say it, we've got to try twice as hard to be seen half as good.
It's just part of the government, right?
Yes.
Are aliens real? Like, do you know that? Did they tell
I
y'all?
could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
You're vibing. Keep vibing.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
Vibing.
Everyone thinks you're going to finish.
Don't stop vibing. Keep vibing along. Keep vibing along. Take a bite down the trace. And you know it's the Hardest Street Boys. Hardest Street Boys. Hardest Street Boys. It's the Hardest Street Boys.
Like and subscribe.
Well, here we are again.
I got crawfish jammed.
Yeah, man, I can hear it in your voice. You sound a little groggy.
Dude, I was just talked very loud and a lot.
Yeah.
It happens every year. I like lose my voice and I love it. I feel great.
Gulf South Productions, man, they were cranking it out there.
Oh yeah.
That and the great music, man.
Oh,
Some great music.
Dude, it's funny talking to like the SoPro people, and you're right by the stage, so we're just yelling at each other. It was amazing. I mean, I've missed that. You know, you don't get to do that enough. So
No, not enough.
I can't believe that's a neighborhood fundraiser for downtown.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Like I
pretty
said, I got
wild.
friends who sometimes they don't even go. They can just hear the music from their porch, and they get to
Oh
listen.
yeah, I'm sure.
I got a lot of shouts out saying how much they enjoyed listening to you and Brittany and myself.
Dude, I felt so
MC.
sorry for Brittany. I kept apologizing, like, because it seemed unmanageable trying to reel both of us in. But we knew that going in,
True.
so we called it competitive talking, and
Yeah.
it was. I think we all won.
I like to repeat. I'm a repeater.
You're an emphasis guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, emphasis.
See, right there.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about. Emphasis.
we go.
You make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. But it's fun riffing. I liked. I was most proud of my description of the situation was that Brittany was basically running detention at an art school.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's like working with us.
I can see that.
So, like stop pacing. What are you doing?
Let
you
the
know?
band set up.
Yeah.
You know?
So I had a great time.
Yeah, it was
Man,
great. Man, it was like one of the biggest crawfish jams they've ever had.
Each year it keeps getting bigger, and it's like I said, it's a neighborhood fundraiser, but it feels like it's a music festival.
It is.
It's legit, like on Walthall Park. You know, I'm growing up there. I used to have like soccer practice there as a little kid. Like,
Really?
it's just funny seeing what they've done with it, like how far they've taken it, and then man, it was just it's everybody you care about in one place, and it's just so much fun. Grits and greens, man.
Grits and greens.
Ryan's voice is insane.
Yeah, I think I was sitting there back there talking with Dave Allen of the Deltamatics, and he was just like, man, this group is solid. And I said, I know, man, like they're on the come up.
And then adding Jackson Bounds to drums, and he sings as well, and sang a couple tunes with Ryan. They both have like that, like it's almost like a gritty texture to their voice.
Yeah.
That you can't, like if I were to do it, it'd sound like I was like making fun of Scott Stapp from Creed, right? It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
but when they do it,
Can you take me higher?
Yeah, bad. So, but when they do it, they have that quality to their voice. It just sounds really good.
Yeah,
and
they're killing it, man.
You saw people gradually start coming up towards the stage, and then Jukebox Brass Band.
Oh wow, the energy.
Well, I'd like to. I mean, I'm not trying to take credit for anything, but there's a rumor going around in Hattiesburg that Hattiesburg people are totally comfortable staying seated while bands just bring the heat, especially bands from out of town.
Really?
So we have to make that a habit, right? We got to reverse that trend. Not saying it's true, just saying that's the word on the street.
Oh wow!
And
Are you calling everybody out right now?
I'm calling everybody out. I'm even myself. I tend to be kind of a wallflower, and I like to just listen and bob my head. You got to get out there,
Yeah.
and you got to dance, and you got to
move
not
those feet.
and don't worry about what people think or like, because also who cares, and just have a good time. And that's what we did, man. We had the volleyballs going or the beach balls going. There's everybody came up towards the stage and just had a good time. And
Yeah, you got to dance like nobody's watching.
absolutely. We had some people like really get into it with the bounce beats.
Oh yeah,
Like wobble with it. Wobble
oh
with
yeah.
it.
I heard some Juvenile.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they
man.
were bringing it.
The
man.
guy, they're from Mobile, but I felt like I was in New Orleans.
Yeah, I
was
think
cool.
somebody had asked like, where are these guys from? Like, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
And then they said Mobile. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, man, they were so good. And then Dwayne Dupsy and the Zydeco Hellraisers.
Yeah, that was awesome. What goes better with Crawfish than some Zydeco music?
I think they're from Lafayette too. That's where my dad's side of the family's from. And
That guy's a phenom.
It felt like I don't know. It feels not like home. It feels like home. Like it feels like family when I hear that style of music.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really. It was so for me it's enormous sentimental value. You know,
I know it's wild, but to like give mad props to a washboard player because he's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Sitting there just killing it on the washboard.
Yeah, and
washboard solo.
It doesn't get enough credit, man. That's
Yeah.
hard work too.
Dude,
like
it's
that's,
insane.
his arms, he's jacked, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Shredded. But yeah, and then who was the first group?
That was Jake Stevens.
Jake
and
Stevens
the Trainwreck.
Yeah, dude, Connor on drums. I
Dude,
saw
Jesse Vassar's playing with him.
Yeah, they sounded great.
Yeah.
And Connor, man, I know him from the you know him from the Keg, but
Yeah.
like he gets behind the kit, bro. He was killing it. He's got a very he's got like kind of a John Bonham vibe,
Yeah.
which is really cool. But yeah, Jake
They
sounded
real-
good.
They sounded really good.
Sounded really good. Jake Stevens actually related to Cat Stevens. Not a lot of people know that.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's a true fact I made
Yeah.
up.
Oh my
So,
goodness. Got to get on the peace train.
Yeah. Wikipedia. But yeah, man, it was so much fun. Jesse Johnson out there taking photos.
Killer photos.
Everybody looks, 10% better than if we would have just taken selfies on our phones. I love that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to leave it to the pros.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, I got a camera on my phone. I can do it myself. And then you see Jesse's pictures and you're like, oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah. You're clearly better at this than me. So
Yeah. Well, all in
so
all,
good.
beautiful weather.
Yep.
A great day for it. Again, huge fundraiser for the Hattiesburg Historic Neighborhood Association. Just a great day, great vibe, good people.
Mm-hmm.
Huge thanks to all the volunteers and everybody who helps put that on. A huge undertaking, and
Yeah.
you're happy to see a community that that does that kind of stuff.
I saw Sappho like towards I think it was during Jukebox. So later towards the end of the day, he was able to kind of like hang out, and I just thanked him, like, thanks for having us, man. This is really cool. I appreciate you including me, because I'm not the neighbor son. I'm the outlier. So to still include me was really, I think, really cool. Means a lot to me. And he just told me, it takes a village, man. And that's like, not you're welcome, none of that. It takes a village. Like, we're all in it together. Like, what a guy, man.
What'd you
What
say?
a
This was
guy.
like their 23rd annual, if you think about it. So I mean, just like they've been bringing it for years.
And they used to do it in Dave Ware's yard, and then it just got too big. And then you see Dave though, like, he's working the whole time. That guy
That's what I'm saying.
is moving.
They're
And
making it happen.
And Dave's he's like the guy. That's what I love too. Like, he could very easily just chill and, like, I don't know, have somebody do it for him. That's what I like about him, man. He's doing it. That's not like, we need more people like that. I'm super impressed. It was just all good feelings, man. Good vibes. And Crawfish Jam, if you haven't been, man, I was saying it's like downtown Christmas. I know they do Christmas downtown, but it's like you were bouncing. Like, when I first drove up, I saw you were like
It's a day, man.
Yeah.
It is like one of the funnest events. I think Hattiesburg, or in Hattiesburg, it's one of the funnest events, one of the funnest days of the year for sure.
Dude, it was, I had an absolute blast. And then I know that they had the vintage tea dance downtown that same day.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
At the
going
Cultural
on.
Center.
I saw some pictures there, like Allie and Mary Hallowell, dancing. And
Yeah,
I thought
they're
that
a lot
was
of fun.
That looked like a good time. And it was record store day. Didn't you?
Yes.
Didn't you go in to get like one thing and then walked out with?
Well, I decided to go to record store day, watch our friend Mr. Todd Tomorrow. I don't even know what. Hold on.
DJ Hot Tub.
Let me just
DJ.
start
No,
this.
we're going. It's
No,
a
no.
podcast. DJ Hot Tub Foot.
Yeah, DJ Hot Tub Foot was spinning records in the early hours, and I usually, in years past, I go up there and get a coffee, hang out, kind of watch people buy records. I had not owned a record player, and then I decided this past weekend, it's record store day, maybe I should buy a record player. So thanks to Mick and Will and Harry and all the fine folks at T-Bones, I now have a record player to play some vinyl on and some nice speakers. So
you walked in for a coffee, walked out with record player, speakers, and a record to play on it.
I bought an R.L. Burnside album. So
nice. That's
on vinyl,
killer.
which I'm very excited about.
That's killer. I go in there every time I go in there. I look for the Police, because that was how I my dad's Police albums were how I learned how to clean it.
Yeah,
and I would listen to I'd put on headphones and fall asleep in the living room with listening to the Police. It's great memories.
That's awesome.
LP, yeah. Oh, dude, it was
I listen to Walking on the Moon nonstop nowadays. I don't know what it is. It's probably that reggae vibe.
Space Bass.
Space Bass.
Space Bass. That's Sting's. It's bass from space.
I love it,
dude. I'm trying to be Sting when I grow up, but I don't know. It's a tall order.
Yeah.
Probably should just be myself.
You should at least try.
On second thought, I should probably just be myself and not compare myself to others. And that's probably much healthier. But
well, there you go.
We're not going to go there, but we just did. But I am excited because very soon, we have Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, things on the horizon.
That's May 5th.
It's going to be May.
Nice.
On the 5th of May.
5th of May.
They will be celebrating the 5th of May.
At El Rayo, they got a stage. Outside, they got bands inside. Actually, I think they have 3 different stages.
Really?
It's all day. It starts at 11.
Oh, wow.
So pace yourself. Water in between margaritas.
Cinco de Mayo.
But yeah, and we're going to be up there hanging out. We're not, we considered maybe trying to do a show up there.
Yeah.
But it's not really confirmed yet, so I don't really want to, I don't want to paint us into a corner, but we will be up there in some capacity, hanging out. Having fun, enjoying the day. They got some specials. What do we got?
Yeah.
They have taquitos, chorizo oysters, fajitas on a stick, and margarita flights.
Flights of margaritas.
Well, because they got all those different. They
got so many different kinds.
They got the El Rayo. They got the blood orange.
I love that blood orange.
Those are my 2 favorites.
What's the one I get? Strawberry basil?
Strawberry basil.
I love that one.
I'm sorry. Strawberry basil is my favorite. The blood orange. So then you'll just get. It's basically in little shot glasses, little flights.
Yeah.
So you can test out all their different margaritas and kind of see what they have to offer. And that's just gonna be a good time, man.
Oh yeah.
On a Thursday. Thursday's the new Friday too.
Might get a couple tin can nachos.
Mm-hmm. I'm a skirt steak quesadilla guy.
Yeah.
It's so good. The Chihuahua cheese they use is ridiculous, and that's not cheese from a dog.
Yeah.
That's from a region.
Okay.
I just want to be 100% clear on that.
I had never heard of this.
Yeah. That cheese is so good.
Okay.
It's amazing. But that's going to be a lot of fun. Midtown really bringing it, which brings us also to Midtown Sounds.
Midtown Sounds.
Is that Saturday, May 7th at 5 p.m. at, what is it? It's now Southern Station.
Is that not Spirit Park?
Well,
over by, it's in the university.
Yeah, but it's Southern Station.
Okay.
Because
they keep changing names. I kept thinking it was, what's Spirit Park?
Just go to 4th Street. Just go to 4th Street on campus.
You'll hear, and listen.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
But the Lone Bellow is headlining, and actually friends of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Taste of 59 South's opening.
So excited.
I actually got
They're so good.
I got a notification that it was only a couple years ago that I was attending the Lone Bellow. Mm-hmm. This was years back that they were at the Hippo.
Yeah.
And I had never heard them before. I go see them at the Hippo and was just blown away.
Yeah.
At how talented they are.
Yeah.
Harmonizing. Sometimes they're just old school in it with one microphone and they're all hovered around one mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I've never seen them play, so I'm excited because it's free. You don't even have to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Midtown Merchants Association is just putting this thing on, bro.
That is so awesome.
Just trying to make things happen.
I hate you missed last year because it was a lot of fun, but this one, I mean, being at a different spot and, having that venue, I can't wait to see how it works out.
Well, and the university built that for events like this, so I'm happy to see that Midtown is partnering with the university. Also, there's so many cool things happening at the university that aren't just sporting events too.
Yeah.
And honestly, university is the reason I'm here. It's
Yeah.
the reason my family's here.
Same.
It's the reason, so we don't talk about it enough. There's a lot going on at Southern Miss.
Huge.
It's a great place.
Oh,
so,
man.
To the top.
I've seen, like, some amazing dance shows there, theater performances. You know,
Oh, they
we
got some
talk
actors.
about the School of Music all the time, but I mean, I'm talking about like the School of Theater and Dance too. I mean,
Oh, yeah, they bring
my
it.
Gosh, man,
It's no joke. Those
It's
actors
so
are
cool.
insane. Yeah, it's no joke. But
And I'm so glad they have a stage outdoors, like an outdoor stage to do some stuff on too. You know, it's always
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's great. It's much needed. So, well, we got Marlo Dorsey on this week.
Marlo Dorsey,
Yeah, she runs at Visit Hattiesburg.
visit Hattiesburg.
Just another great reason to visit Hattiesburg.
yeah, let's talk tourism.
It's, patent pending or copyright. That's copyrighted 2022 Drew Wooden Inc. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. So I think it's time to just get her on and maybe quiz her on what we actually have to offer in town. Does she really
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
After this, Marlo Dorsey of Visit Hattiesburg.
Hey, everybody, it's Massive J.
Hey, they know that you're Massive J.
Oh, sorry. Hey, it's me.
Massive
you need
J.
someone. It's me, Massive J. Hey, real talk. Massive J here, talking to you. You need a DJ. You need someone to play your bar mitzvah. I'm there for you. I've got some speakers. I'll bring a setup. I could bring a record player if you'd like to hear records. I am for hire. Let me play your 40th birthday party. Let me play your 1960 high school reunion. Holler at me.
You play any event?
I don't know. Maybe not any of it.
What about gender reveal?
Maybe.
What about retirement party?
I could do a retirement party.
What about my birthday? It's coming up.
Yeah,
Just go to the keg and just set up your speakers on the deck.
as long as I have permission. I can't just
No permission. And there's no way for us to get permission. Will you DJ my birthday at the keg this year?
if I get the clearance from.
Nope.
Well, I would definitely want to make sure that it's not anybody else playing at the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
Of course.
So yeah,
Don't be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Like-
just set your things up. I just want to know how eager you are to DJ events.
for you, I would do an impromptu show at the keg.
That's what I'm talking about. Dude, impromptu show. This guy will do anything. Hire Massive J to DJ your next event.
Visit Hattiesburg. Visit Hattiesburg. Visit Hattiesburg. You need to. Visit Hattiesburg. Visit Hattiesburg. You need to take a trip and visit Hattiesburg. Marlo Dorsey's on the show. She's about to talk about tourism in Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg tourism. You need to go and take out a loan and go and stay at the Hotel Indigo, taking a show at the Singer Theater. Go for a walk through the Pocket Museum now. Take a trip downtown and look at all the murals there. Take in all the art and see about Hattiesburg. Stop at a restaurant on Front Street in Hattiesburg. Check out that spot down on Main Street, Hattiesburg. Take a little trip down Hardy Street in Hattiesburg. Go to the zoo and then see the giraffes. And go see all the other animals at the zoo. And then you can go to somewhere else in Hattiesburg. Spend all of your money down in the Hattiesburg. Go to Southern Miss Sports or art and other things. Just go to Hattiesburg. Just go to Hattiesburg. Just go to Hattiesburg. Visit Hattiesburg. Marlo's on the show. She's gonna tell you what I just said. Yeah. In other words.
Thanks, Jamie. They're getting more in depth every week, so that was extensive, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Marlo Dorsey of Visit Hattiesburg. Hey,
What's up?
how you doing? First of all,
How's your mom and them?
Mom and them good. Secondly, what's Visit Hattiesburg, and why Visit Hattiesburg?
So Visit Hattiesburg is Hattiesburg's official destination management and marketing organization. So you might not know this, but the state legislature created us.
Really?
So we're a special unit of government, and our job is to sell Hattiesburg. We do it for business, we do it for leisure. Whether you're here on business or you're here on pleasure, it's our job to sell Hattiesburg. And guess what? It's about a $300 million annual business.
Wow. That's 300 million. That's intense.
300 million in Hattiesburg.
I can't even count that high. I wouldn't. Why would I? But okay, so
That's a lot of dollar bills.
That is a lot of dollar bills. So there's a lot of. This feels like there's a lot of pressure that comes with your job. So this is part. It's just part of the government, right?
Yes.
So do
we
you get
are
a
from the
security
government,
clearance?
and we're here to help you.
All right. So just real quick, like, are aliens real? Like, do you know that? Did they tell
I
y'all?
can tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
All right. Well, we'll get to that later. Not with the cameras. I want to know about that. But like, so describe to me, like, right now, like, what's Visit Hattiesburg doing? Because we love Hattiesburg. We have a whole show about Hattiesburg. Like, but how do you reach people outside of like our community, outside of locals, to get them to come to our town?
It's a great question. So we spend a lot of our time, effort, and money outside of Hattiesburg drawing people here. So we've already identified our key drive markets because it's been the pandemic. A lot of people haven't really gotten on a plane. Air travel kind of really went down the last couple of years. So we've looked at what our key drive markets are in a 6-hour radius. So half a day's drive here. And we've really marketed Hattiesburg in those specific areas. So what is there to do in Hattiesburg? We've talked a little bit about public art. It's a great place to eat. It's a great place to tour that public art, civil rights, live music, okay, sports, outdoor recreation and adventure, but also meetings and conventions. So we do all these things. You might not know we're doing it because we're not marketing you. You're already here. So that's one part of what we do. So believe it or not, we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year outside of Hattiesburg marketing Hattiesburg for people to come here.
Yeah, that's like, I could see why people might be like, oh, I haven't heard anything. Well, you're already here, so it's for people outside, right?
It is, and that's kind of one of our things, Drew, that we've really tried to focus on. So it used to be you kind of slap an ad in a tour guide and you see what people come and what happens. But now we really also want to focus as not just destination marketing, but also destination management and making sure our locals and our residents here really appreciate what we do and really see how we're trying to help drive quality of place. How can we be that catalyst for the arts, for creativity, for diversity, for really trying to do our part to help put that cool stamp and that cool factor on Hattiesburg?
Well, one thing that's made this town look really cool, and I've heard people say, like, yeah, Hattiesburg's kind of turned into Funky Town, is all the murals, right? So that is a big deal, right? And you have an actual, I don't really know where all of them are. I see them on my commute to work, and it's really cool. It's good for the locals, but like you could actually come here and there's like a trail that you can follow. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched a strategic plan, a 5-year strategic plan on everything we were going to do in March of 2020 to grow Hattiesburg's tourism economy, to take it to the next level. That was March 6th, 2020. Well, fast forward a week, and guess what happens? 2 weeks to slow the spread. Right. We all have to just throw all of our plans out the window, figure out what we're going to do. But what happened is a lot of the things that we wanted to do, we couldn't do. So what could we really focus on? And that was a lot of social distancing things and a lot of things people could really do on their own terms, at their own time frame, and really see things and see artists in Hattiesburg or Mississippi in a new way. I don't know about you guys, but the arts, events, the creative economy, tourism, it was the hardest hit of everything we did. So how could we invest in artists? How could we bring people here to celebrate our creativity and diversity? Boom, that was how the public art trail formed.
Yeah, how do you drive tourism when travel's not allowed?
It was really tough. I mean, we really had to put our heads together and think about how can we be smart and innovative? How can we take this strategic plan, which said ultimately our goal was to make Hattiesburg a year-round outdoor destination, okay? Whether that's outdoor live music, whether that's outdoor dining, whether that's outdoor sporting events, if that's at our university level, youth sports, if that's marathons, if that's bike rides, if that's tennis, if that's volleyball, pickleball, whatever those things are, archery, horseback riding. How could we take it to another level? Because we have a relatively mild climate. We're a 2-university town. So we've got that young, creative vibe already here. And then we have great food. So how can we take all those elements, mash it up in a blender, and really create this beautiful concoction that people can enjoy throughout the year, whether it's springtime, summertime, or it's during the holidays?
Wow. You made me like Hattiesburg more just now.
Yeah.
Like that's
Well,
right.
that's kind of my job. So, you know.
You're good at it. That's not. I liked all the words you just said in that order. No, there's so much stuff, and we are spoiled with restaurants, and we're definitely spoiled with musicians. I'm partial to that, but I think we really are spoiled with talent. We just had Crawfish Jam yesterday, getting to see bands, local bands, and bands from elsewhere. I think that speaks volumes that bands from other cities want to come and play in our city, so where somebody might go, well, that's not a local band. It's like, yeah, but the fact that they think Hattiesburg is cool enough, to actually come here is kind of a big deal. What does Visit Hattiesburg do in partnership with the many live music events in town? Because we got Live at 5, Crawfish Jam, we got Midtown Sounds coming up, we got the Lawn at Lake Terrace. There's so many different things. How do you guys partner with that?
I mean, isn't it just insane how much live music that is really alive and well in Hattiesburg? On any given night, there's something always going on here in Hattiesburg. I can think back 10 years ago, and that was the goal. That's what we wanted to achieve. That's what we really wanted to do. You think about Festival South and what they do for 3 weeks in June, and that's a 3-week multi-genre arts festival, and you can either be, this year, the finale is going to be Queen, a tribute to Queen, but you're going to have symphonic orchestras, string quartets, all different types of music throughout the year. That used to really be our only focus in how we do that. But that's 3 weeks in June. Look at it now, guys. On any given night, whether you're in downtown, Midtown, or out west, Hattiesburg, you're going to find live music somewhere. And if you're really into bluegrass, or you're in a cover, or you're into, country music, you're going to find all of those things. So it's really cool. We spent a lot of time trying to promote our live music outside of Hattiesburg to bring people here. And one of the really good things that we're able to do is we put these little kiosks in our hotels. So people can scan the virtual visitor center and see all the different events that are going on in Hattiesburg. So they always feel in the loop, in the know about what's going on and how they can be a part of our local community.
And that's something that, I've lived here, since I was a kid for a long time. And there's always been a need or a desire for all the information on events to be in one centralized place. But the reason it's I don't know, maybe people don't realize that they can use Visit Hattiesburg for that is because it seems like such an impossible task because there's so many different things going on. We've tried to do some of that too, and it's just that is a full-time job. What is it like to be kind of responsible for not the culture, but representing the culture of an entire town to people that may not get it or aren't from here?
Well, I think it goes back to really being authentic. You want to be authentic and true to who your community is. And so 2 ears, 1 mouth. And so how do we listen? How do we listen to our stakeholders, our residents? What do you want to see? What do our local businesses really want to see? What's your goal? How can you be successful? Now, how can we help make you successful? How can we tell your story so that you can be successful? And that's the private sector. Look at Nelson, the Wolf of Front Street.
St. Nelson.
Absolutely amazing. So we work with him so regularly on things, but you look at Nick Fairley at Fairley's Wings, you look at Roy Wyndham at the Porter, you look at the great people at Sopro, you look at, the Thacksons from Lucky Rabbit. You have to build those personal relationships with the stakeholders there. Look at Harry at T-Bones. We could go all the way down to Ron Savell at Mugshots and Patio 44, Robert St. John, all these different people. You want to have a conversation. So how can we integrate what your goals are in telling Hattiesburg story in the right way? And that's how the magic happens. Man,
once again, all the people you just named, absolute go-getters and just yeah, we're spoiled, I always said too, in Hattiesburg, if you're bored, you're lazy because you're not really looking for all that's going on. There's so much going on. And it just seems like it's really difficult to keep track of, which is a good problem to have though.
It's a lot. We have our Post-it notes and our sticky notes all over our board. We have a great team, by the way. Look, a great team at Visit Hattiesburg, and we work a lot with the Midtown Merchants Association. Paige Robertson on our team sits on that board to be that liaison and conduit for that. We've got a great working relationship with Andrea Saffel and Allison Neville at Downtown Hattiesburg. We partner with them on promotion events. We do a lot of things with them. We've got Kristen Brock on our team. We've got Megan Duckworth. We've got a lot of people people that really do what they need to do to go above and beyond to really try to do everything we can to promote Hattiesburg in the way that it deserves,
Right.
in the way that it deserves.
Well, and y'all are also really big into like professional development. You were just at convention, right? What was that like? What do you do at convention? Why is that important for the team to be a part of something like that?
Well, I'll tell you, in the last 2 weeks, one of the things I went to, I was in Natchez at the Spring Summit for the Mississippi Tourism Association. And it just so happened this year I'm coming off serving as president of that state organization. So it was pretty cool. I'm almost done. I've got 2 months left. So I'm on the downhill slope. So I could go over there and kind of enjoy it a little bit more, knowing that the year's kind of coming to a close than being so worried running around like a chicken with your head cut off. But we bring in national speakers to kind of give us what the future or what the outlook is on tourism, because we want to be connected to the national picture. We know a lot of times in Mississippi and Hattiesburg, and as much as we hate to say it, we've got to try twice as hard to be seen half as good, because we are from the state of Mississippi, who a lot of times gets a bad rap. We want to go all out and do everything that we need to do. That's a best practice someplace else. We want to do that here. You've got it figured out. That's the recipe for success. We're putting it in our cookbook too. And so we hear from all these national speakers that come in and really tell us the right way to do it for the size of our communities and to do it authentically. Because there's nothing worse than putting out all this advertising and then people get here and there's a gap in the brand that you're trying to show outside of Hattiesburg, and they get here and it's not authentic.
Right.
Nothing worse than that.
Right. Well, it's like almost like clickbait. You want the ad to match what's really happening. It's not false advertising, right?
Yeah, we can think back in the beginning of the internet when you could go for $39 to Cancun to this amazing hotel, and then you get there and it's a house of cards and lots of roaches or rodents in there. You don't want to do anything that really decreases the effectiveness of your brand. So we're very intentional on working with our partners, listening to what they offer, and then building that story to be able to bring people to Hattiesburg for an authentic experience.
Oh, and it's important to have trust too, and the best way to do that is just to be honest about what you got going on. So, yeah, that's awesome. Now, you talk about the future of tourism, right? You've had to pivot during, the C word. But like, what is the future of tourism? I imagine it's like I have no idea, because we have Tourism Week coming up, right? First week of May.
National Travel and Tourism Week, first week of May.
So I know that's got to be on your mind. Like, what's it going to look like in 10 years too?
It's a great point. And this year's theme is the future of travel, which is really important for us. It's a lot of stuff that we think about. For us, what we're really trying to do at Visit Hattiesburg is make sure that we are growing our tourism product and that we're ensuring that people frequent our restaurants and our hotels and all of our great attractions. But we want to do it in a smart way because a lot of communities have something called over-tourism, which is not good. It means like it's either feast or famine. So you don't have anybody there at any time, and then on maybe 4 or 5 weekends a year, you're oversaturated with the amount of people there. And what happens, you can't feed people adequately on a certain amount of time because it's long wait times. You don't have the wait staff to be able to do it. Your hotels can't adequately, receive the guests. There's really long lines at various places to be able to get in. So our goal is to try to have like just this natural flow of traffic to come in year round where we're not feast or famine. We are very consistent.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard. Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds very difficult.
Yeah, because you have to look at, we don't need to put another thing on a super regional weekend, which hopefully that's what it's going to happen because USM is killing it right now in baseball. So we can't stack all these things on top of an already really busy time. And we've got all these great events in Hattiesburg already. So how do we carve out a way to smartly increase tourism and overnight visitation in places where we really need to do it the most?
Yeah, well, it's important to know what all is going on so you know what not to do.
So true. And you don't want your partners cannibalizing one another where you have 3 really huge concerts on one night, or you have a half marathon this day and then you have a bike ride this day, or you have a kayak, whatever. Like you just really have to make sure that you're staggering it all in a way to where everyone can get their piece.
Man, that's a Herculean effort too. So definitely commend you for even taking it on. It's impressive. It's not. Well, and it also takes a certain kind of person. Like me and Jamie we're cool, but we're not. It's not the way my brain works, And so it just takes a very special person to even say like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll try. So kudos to you for even doing it.
But I got to give props to you guys because let's just talk about the state of Mississippi real quick. Mississippi, Jamie and I have had this conversation already. Mississippi was one of 3 states in the 2020 census that lost population. We're one of 3, West Virginia, Illinois, and Mississippi. And we lose population because people have a perceived understanding that there's not opportunity here to match what they want to do. So our goal in destination marketing and management is to really make sure that we're focusing on quality of place. How do we really have a better looking community that has more things to do and has that cool factor, like you guys really do a great job of, how we have that cool factor so that our best and brightest, whether you are a high school graduate, a community college graduate, a trade school, certified person, or a university graduate, medical school, whatever it is you want to do when you grow up, you feel like this is home to you. You don't have to go to another state because we've created a great place because we have focused on quality of place here. And that's just really important. Tourism is not just putting an ad in a magazine, crossing your fingers and hoping somebody comes here. It's both. So that's a big meld of like all these different things that have to come together. So our folks at the ADP, boards of supervisors, city hall, all these people have to come together to really figure out how can we make that happen. And we're doing it, y'all. We're doing it. Hattiesburg is growing.
It feels like it's on the rise for sure, and it's really great being like a young professional who grew up here. Like I was a kid here too. And as a kid, especially in high school, Hattiesburg doesn't have anything to do. Because you're supposed to do that in high school. You're probably pretty terrible already, and you just talk about how things stink, and you don't talk. And that's it's one of those things that's also easier to talk about that stuff because it gets clicks and whatever. But it's also gross, and I think you're starting to see more people talk more positively about their place. We talked to Andrea Saffel about. Like having pride in your community and like cleaning up, because you don't want to be the house that doesn't mow their yard, or like just having pride about where you're from. What you have is a huge thing, and that's one thing I think Hattiesburg does have is pride, and only way is up. But look, this is all well and good, and this is very serious. But me and Jamie, we're not serious men. We like to play games, but we want to play a game with you. We want to see if it's actually a landmark, an attraction in Hattiesburg or not. So after this,
no pressure.
Yeah, right, no pressure at all. After this is Attraction or Nah with Visit Hattiesburg's Marlo Dorsey. Attraction or Nah, say it with us.
Attraction or Nah.
Oh, nice. We didn't even practice that. That was perfect. Is this an attraction or nah? The Freedom Summer Walking Trail.
Definitely an attraction.
Okay.
Great one. Oh, yeah.
I've never done it, and I'm insanely embarrassed that I've never done it, and it's here, lived here forever. What is it?
So, in fact, during Black History Month, we received lots of national attention on it because we've recently revamped it during COVID to really put a lot more audio and visual things in there for people who couldn't make the trip to Hattiesburg, but they still wanted to do things. Mm-hmm. You can do it all online, too. So, it's really cool. So, you don't have to actually be here. You can do it all digitally.
Oh,
so,
wow.
It's really awesome.
That's
We'd love
really
to have
cool.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it for sure.
16 stops all around Hattiesburg, 1964.
It's throughout the entire city.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's great.
Wow.
The public art trail.
The public art trail. Yes, that's a thing. Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
I knew it.
Part of our City of 100 murals. No pressure. We only have 34 out of 100 so far. So still a little bit of work to do, but we're there.
Yeah. World's largest pancake.
Not here. Nope.
Yeah, that was a fake one. That was obviously fake.
The world's smallest museum.
Ooh, the Hattiesburg Pocket Museum. That would qualify. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
So it used to be a secret location, very curious, but so many people came in the last year and a half that now it's marked on Google Maps. So at any time during any month, there's always a curiosity cabinet where you can see something really amazing in there. This past month, it was featuring some of the artistry of a Ukrainian artist, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. But you can also go in there. If you haven't seen the huge 4-story mural, that's our tallest mural in Hattiesburg, What Lifts You by Kelsey Montague. And then, of course, you have to do the whole Abbey Road and stand there with the tribute to the Beatles. Lisa Ortego's done a really good job with a lot of her public art in there, too. So definitely a legit attraction. Lots of people go.
I love the art over there.
It's a vibe.
It is definitely a vibe.
Women's suffrage mural.
Oh, yes, and know where the location is at, too. So that is definitely an attraction, and that was for celebrating 100 years of suffrage. Huge, great event. A lot of female elected leaders from all over the state and Hattiesburg came and posed in front of the creation of that. Heidi Petrie, the artist, is a genius, right next to Thirsty Hippo on McLeod Street.
Love Heidi Petrie, friend of the show. She's amazing.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
The world's largest dirt dauber nest.
The world's largest dirt dauber nest. I'm going to go ahead and say, nah, not an attraction in Hattiesburg.
But could be.
Maybe. Yeah, that's one of those. Maybe. I would say one of the state's oldest cafes.
Ding, 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 ding. Coney Island Cafe. Mm-hmm. Yes, on Main Street. Mm-hmm. So absolutely great place. Love the Fokakis family. And in fact, we had international journalists come in, and they loved being there.
That's awesome.
Absolutely loved it, wrote about it, and brought it back, and people in Europe know about it too. So definitely an iconic place in downtown Hattiesburg.
Wow.
The world's slowest train crossing.
Ooh, that one is this a politically correct answer or not? I'm going to go ahead and say possibly yes.
That's subjective.
Yes, that's subjective.
Yes and no.
But we all know that we've got great leadership in Hattiesburg who's trying to help us with an overpass on that. And there was just a recent unveiling the last week and a half on getting construction done on it. So I'm going to say yes, world's slowest, because it's a $13 million project. That's legit. We got money from the federal government to help us make it happen.
Let's go. All right. World's slowest train crossing. Okay, well, let's say this. What about like Hattiesburgers and Blues? That's a restaurant. Is that technically an attraction?
Oh, of course, because it's an experience. Yes, it's definitely an attraction, a great live music place. So it's some place that you certainly need to go when you come to Hattiesburg. It's definitely on our top 10 list of what you need to do when you come. So Nelson's got it going on over there. Great live music, whether you're going to have a jazzarita, cucumber lemonade, great burgers, whether you're gluten-free, not. I mean, he just really has it going on. So
Wolf of Front Street. I love that.
That's it.
The Longleaf Trace.
Yeah. So the Longleaf Trace, guess how long it is? Guess how long the trace is?
It's got to be at least 8 miles long.
44 miles. 44 miles, and it's bikeable and walkable. And this is something that we also get national attention for, where hundreds of thousands of people come. It's great for us. So it's part of our greenways. We have blueways too. But we recently worked with the Longleaf Trace on unveiling our longest mural in Hattiesburg. It's called Together as One, and it was done by an awesome Miami artist, Ivan Roque, who came in. The mural is more than 110 feet long, and we've had people come from all over the country to walk through it and bike through it already. Love the Longleaf Trace.
I love riding my bike there, and yeah, it goes all the way to Prentice.
It does.
You can go. That's a serious bike ride there
Serious.
and back. So, yeah, that's really cool. That's a big deal. The Rock.
The Rock. Ooh, can you smell it?
Not the wrestler.
Oh, sorry.
Not Dwayne. Not the future president.
Definitely The Rock. So, yes, legit attraction. So, of course, we all know and go there for football. And, we're really looking forward to being part of a new conference this year and what types of traveling fans are going to come in. We're really going to roll out the red carpet and have some great tailgating for people to really come in and enjoy football, college football. But one of the other great things about The Rock is we love working with the University of Southern Mississippi. We have hosted the state football championships there the last 3 years in a row, and rumor has it we might have them coming back again. Mm-hmm. So they love Hattiesburg. We love The Rock.
Yeah, you're doing a good job if they want to keep coming back. So that's great.
It.
That's awesome.
It's the goal.
Don't they also have like a drum? Tell me about that a little bit, real
Drum
quick.
Corps International.
Drum Corps International does their thing at the Rock as well.
DCI, you have like Division 1, some Division 2 corps come, but big Division 1 like international acts that it's kind of like marching band. They would hate to hear me say that. It's kind of like marching band on steroids, but drum and bugle corps. So it's impressive.
They fill up our hotels and restaurants, and we love having them every year too. Do a great job.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Usually in July, summertime thing for sure.
Animal babies.
Oh, yeah. Definitely some animal babies coming to Hattiesburg. So they just had a baby monkey at the Hattiesburg Zoo. And then
cool.
we were there for a zoo expansion. And, I mean, they're just growing by leaps and bounds. So you never know what the next expansion's going to be. Well, baby sloth is on the way. And big news, new baby giraffe is coming too. We'll be here in the next 2 months, supposedly. So, and people just love that. I mean, they're going to really go all out and, of course, make sure that baby and mom are fine. But once that time comes, just imagine the people that are going to be traveling here to see a baby giraffe. I'd love to see a baby giraffe.
It's so crazy to me, like all the things that go into the zoo. Like you have events, you got restaurants, you can get drinks there. But the concept of zoos, like taking care of a giraffe and like delivering a giraffe baby makes me like so stressed out. Like, how do you even do that? Like, it's incredible that we have all that here. And I just want to take the time now to say I want to pet one of those tigers. That's it. That's all.
Well, that's one of the cool things about the zoo is to take the stress off. You can just go and get a drink at one of their little bar areas, and they have that cool rooftop lounge. Yeah, the lookout, like overlooking where the giraffes hang out. And I think they've been having a couple events where they've got people, they're serving drinks up there or having the bar at least working.
Yeah, they are. Later at Lotta's. Yeah. So it's really good. They've really done a great job of really having that sense of place. Like when you go to the Hattiesburg Zoo, you have arrived. It's definitely a magical experience. But again, they have all the zookeepers and the veterinarians that they need to really make sure that they're doing a great job providing that quality of place for their animals too. So it's good stuff.
There's so many things to do, so many places, so many attractions. But I want to see, this is our last one. Is this a real one? Sanger Theater.
Sanger Theater. Yes. Sanger Theater's great. I mean, on any given week, you're going to have something amazing that's going on there. I mean, how many people went to Jimmy Buffett, and then how many people wanted to go to Jimmy Buffett? Yeah. Seeing the Lumineers play there. There's going to be Frozen, a musical. So we've got kid-friendly things. We have had, it's something where you have a lot of comedians that come there
Laughs
too.
for Life.
Yeah,
coming
Laughs
up
for Life coming up too this summer. I mean, I've laughed in there and just, jammed in there, and we also have the Miss Hospitality competition in there every year too. So it's a great place. 997 seats, and it does our community justice to have something that high caliber here in Hattiesburg.
And it already looks great, and I know they're going to go through more renovations too and just make it even better. And it is. It's great to have a national room, where national acts can come in and it's the real deal. So, well, Marlo, thank you for playing this game with us.
I enjoyed it. I passed it.
You aced it. We couldn't fool you at all. But thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. Also, thank you for the cups. We're actually going to use these. There's To-Go Cup District in Hattiesburg. So, maybe have a nice cocktail and go on the Hattiesburg Public Art Trail. So thank you very much. If people want to find out more about Visit Hburg, they can go to the website, visithburg.com. Also, follow you on social media. All the links are in the description below. And just thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
Keep
thank you.
Hattiesburg cool. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Play us out, Jamie.
That was the show. Marlo Dorsey was talking about Hattiesburg. Now we will talk about Hattiesburg some more. Keep talking about Hattiesburg and what you can do. Hattiesburg's a vibe. Said Hattiesburg's a vibe. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Marlo. I appreciate it. This is great.
Hattiesburg's a vibe.
Yeah, man. Ooh, the fade out.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. If you're vibing, keep vibing.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back. Everyone
Vibing.
thinks you're going to finish.
Don't stop vibing. Keep vibing along, keep vibing along. Take a bite down the trace, and you know it's gonna go out west. Do some things, go to Sully's now, go around and enjoy yourself in Hattiesburg. That's where you need to be, Hattiesburg, Hattiesburg. I tell all my friends they need to move to Hattiesburg. If you're in Meridian, you should move to Hattiesburg.